If you want to be great at something, it doesn't matter what it is. You have to work on yourself in order to get there. And that was a lesson that I learned when I was a kid. I really wanted a different life than what I saw around me. I wanted to be someone who got invited to do really cool things. I wanted to be someone that other people noticed. I wanted to be someone that other people respected and wanted to be around. I realized that while I could not control my circumstance, what I could control was myself. My dreams, my beliefs, my values. And so I started questioning everything, drove people crazy. But I wanted to understand my role in things. And that taught me to trust myself. It taught me to trust my instincts. And those things have never failed me to this day. Without realizing it at the time, I discovered the first in what I call the 3 dimensions of significance, which is a framework to living a life that matters. The 3 dimensions of significance are courage, influence, and passion. And when you work with them together as a system, your life is so much easier and things that you want start coming your way. The first dimension is all about knowing who you are. It's about taking the time to understand yourself, to love yourself, and most importantly, find the courage to be yourself. And it's all about self-reflection. I still love to journal. It's my favorite thing to do. I love to write with a great pen on great paper and get my thoughts out of my head out where I can see them. And it helps me to understand where I'm at and to keep my life moving in the direction that I want it to go. So if there's something important you want to do with your life or some circumstance that you want to change, then you have to change yourself. But it's only the first step in the 3 dimensions of significance. There's 2 more. When I was a kid, I was never exposed to anybody who really loved their work. Of course, they had jobs and they worked hard, but it was just a means to an end. You had to pay the bills somehow. But I'd never met anyone who really loved going to work every day. And then after college, I went to get a haircut. And this man named Levi in Denver, Colorado, who I will never forget because he was the first person I ever met who really loved his job, like really loved being at work. And he was crazy in love with Aveda products and their healing rituals and that they made you look good and feel good. And so I fell in love with it too. And a few years later, I was using my Aveda in the shower and I had this epiphany that I should be selling Aveda products. So I got out of the shower and I called the 800 number on the back of the bottle. And I said to the receptionist who answered the phone, I said, "Hi, my name is Cindy, and I'm supposed to be selling Aveda products." And after she laughed a little bit, she put me in touch with the right department, and I started a week later. And I was surrounded by people who were passionate about what they did. Passion was sort of infused in everything. It opened my eyes, really it opened my heart to how it felt to work on something that was bigger than me, to be a part of something that was important to me. And it expanded my view of the world in a way that showed me possibilities and opportunities and opened doors that I could have never imagined as a kid. And that taught me about another step in the 3 dimensions of significance, which is all about having passion for what you do every day. Because if you don't, you're just like a cog in the wheel. You're like one of those hamsters in the hamster cage, running and running and running, pushing it as hard as you can, but you're never really getting anywhere. So the 2 steps we've talked about so far in the 3 dimensions of significance is finding the courage to be yourself and finding passion in what you do every day. And there's one more, and this one is a big one. For you to realize your dreams, other people have to want to be on the ride with you. Think about that for a second. Everything we do moves through the construct of other people: friends, family, colleagues, customers, employees, vendors, neighbors, church, school, even the barista. We don't do anything in this life that really matters by ourselves. And so to do it well, other people have to want to play in your sandbox. I had this employee once. She was a fairly new employee. And she came up to me one day and she said, we really love working here and we love what you've created here, but it's really hard when you come to work every day looking like you ate a sandwich. Things were really difficult in the business back then. The economy was tanking. There was a lot of outside pressure on me. There were a lot of internal things that needed to change, and I was not in a good space. And I felt like I was pushing that proverbial boulder uphill by myself. And I was, because nobody else wanted to be around me. And if things were going to change in the business, then I had to change how I was showing up. For us to get where we want to go, other people have to be attracted to us. And if we repel people instead of attract people, then it's a really long and bumpy road ahead. I used to think that what attracted people to me was how I looked, but that's wrong. What attracts people to us is how we behave. There are 7 behaviors that people are attracted to. And when you know what they are and you embrace them, it makes you influential. The 3 dimensions of significance are courage, influence, and passion. And when you work with them together as a system, your life is so much easier and things that you want start coming your way. I bet that you have something really important that you want to do with your life, and I know that you're powerful enough to do it, and I also know that you have to work on yourself in order to get there.